my name's Kiara Bose and I'm the steward of the Little Free Library, Mumbai. So the Little Free Library was first started in 2009 by a man named Bose in Wisconsin, America. He built a little birdhouse structure, kept it outside his house and filled it with books in memory of his mom, who was a school teacher. And he sort of set up this book exchange program for his community and his neighborhood. And that's how the idea of the Little Free Library came about. And now the basic concept of a Little Free Library is take a book, return a book. Bose then made his small idea into a big non-profit that now has led to 30,000 Little Free Libraries being opened around the world. Mine was the very first one in Mumbai, and I started it in 2015 when I was only 12 years old. So now it's been 5 years of me running the Little Free Library, and I'm so excited to tell you all a little about it. I think projects like the Little Free Library are so important right now, and a lot of teenagers like me are giving up reading. Reading is basically disappearing, which is why it's so lovely for me to see other kids in my community coming to the Little Free Library and being so excited to read, because I think we need to preserve this love for reading. So I had two major reasons for starting my Little Free Library. One was that I was just a very avid reader. I love to read, and so I wanted to share my love for reading with others in my community. And the second was that since I was very young, I'd always been very sensitive to the socio-economic parity that I saw in my community. So while a lot of us have the privilege of having access to an abundance of books in libraries, a lot of other kids don't. And I think that was my other biggest motivation starting the Little Free Library, to give free and easy access of books to those kids. I think the main significance, however, of my Little Free Library is that it's helping those kids and adults who didn't have access to good books to be able to read more often, read more freely and easily. A majority of our readers are the kids from the slums down the road, and the kind of response I get from them is the best, because they are always so excited to come down to the Little Free Library on the weekends. They sit on the footpath beside the library and read for hours, and I've spoken to so many of those little kids, and they're just the brightest young minds. And yeah, and I think seeing that kind of an atmosphere around the library and getting that kind of a response makes my project worthwhile. So I think what makes my Little Free Library a very unique community experience is that we have readers from all different walks of life coming together at the Little Free Library. We have the most diverse cross-section of readers, from the slum kids down the road to the kids from the college down the road, from the uncles and aunties stopping by on their evening walks to the kids from the neighboring buildings coming. We have really the most diverse cross-section of readers. So I think the Little Free Library really helps us all come together. For example, even me, I have spoken to so many different people in these 5 years that I've run the Little Free Library. So it really is helping our community come together and sort of build relationships. Another instance that I remember is recently during the lockdown, I met a very inspiring reader. He told me he had stopped by just to arrange the books, tidy up the library, see how it was doing. I think that just goes to show how much everyone in the community adores the Little Free Library, and that makes me so very happy. I spread the word about my Little Free Library and the work that I'm doing through our Facebook page. We have a very active Facebook page. Most of our donations come through that Facebook page. So a lot of our donations are through social media, a lot are through word of mouth. So one way you can help support us is by reaching out to us through our Facebook page. And if you have any books lying around that you aren't reading, please feel free to donate them to us. We'd be most happy to come collect them from you. I think the most important thing that other community-based organizations can learn from the model of the Little Free Library is that no matter how small you think your project is, it can still have a huge impact on your community. For example, my Little Free Library and others like it are small boathouse structures that are mounted on the footpath outside houses. But still, I have seen thousands of readers come and go in the past 5 years. I've had thousands of people donate to the Little Free Library, and I've just gotten the most amazing response for the Little Free Library. The last message that I'd like to leave you all with is that I've actually been told this by a reader of the Little Free Library, is that it's not about the number of lives you're impacting, but even the fact that you've impacted one life is good enough and is a job well done.